This video is about she was the alpha mate but his brother claimed her first. If this story captivates you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. The moon hung high, casting silver beams over the forest of Eldergrove, a sacred ground for the Mooncall pack. The air crackled with tension as the full moon pulsed with ancient magic, urging the wolves to shift. Luna stood at the edge of the forest, heart racing. She could feel the familiar tug of her wolf, the primal urge to join her pack in the moonlit revelry. But tonight was different. Her heart felt heavy, and she couldn't shake the feeling that something monumental was about to happen. "Luna!" A voice broke through her thoughts, and she turned to see Kai, the alpha's younger brother, striding toward her, confidence radiating from his every move. He was handsome, with striking blue eyes that seemed to hold secrets. "You were going to miss the ceremony." "I know," she replied, forcing a smile. "Just gathering my thoughts." He stepped closer, his gaze piercing. "Is it about Rylan?" The question hung in the air, thick with unspoken tension. She looked away, feeling a flush of warmth. Rylan, the alpha, was destined to be her mate, the connection undeniable. Yet Kai was the one who set her heart racing, a storm of chaos that pulled her in. "I am just nervous about the pack." Kai laughed softly, a sound that sent tingles down her spine. "You will be the future Luna of our pack, they'll adore you." There was a hint of something else in his tone, a softness that made her heart race. "But what if I am not worthy?" she whispered, uncertainty gnawing at her. "What if the bond isn't what I thought it would be?" "I trust in the bond," he said, stepping closer. "It is stronger than you know, but even if you're unsure, my loyalty is with you, not just Rylan." Before she could respond, the howls of the pack echoed through the trees, urging her to join them. She took a deep breath, feeling the weight of her destiny pulling her toward the celebration as Kai's gaze lingered on her. The clearing was alive with energy, illuminated by the moon. Rylan stood at the center, exuding authority and strength. As she approached, their eyes locked, and an electric current sparked between them. "Luna," he called, a smile breaking across his face, igniting a rush of warmth within her. "Join me." The crowd roared, their excitement palpable. She stepped forward, her heart swelling with pride. The moment felt like destiny, the thrill of acceptance igniting her spirit. But as she took her place beside Rylan, she could feel Kai's eyes on her, a heated gaze that ignited a flicker of rebellion within. "Tonight, we celebrate the bond of our future," Rylan proclaimed. The pack howled in agreement, but Luna's eyes were drawn to Kai, who lingered at the edge of the gathering, his expression unreadable. As the night deepened, laughter and camaraderie filled the air. But Luna felt the growing tension clawing at her heart. She was meant for Rylan, yet the pull toward Kai haunted her. She could see him speaking with others, his charm captivating all, yet his eyes saw her out. Finally, unable to bear it, she slipped away from the gathering, seeking solace under the shelter of a massive oak tree. The cool breeze rustled the leaves above, whispering secrets only the night could know. "Why are you hiding?" Kai's voice broke through her thoughts, smooth and inviting. He stepped into the shadows, his presence a comfort and a curse. "I am not hiding, just needed a moment," she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. "From him?" He stepped closer, the moon illuminating the contours of his face. "You don't have to wear a mask with me, Luna, I see you." His words held a weight that made her heart thump painfully in her chest. "Kai, this is wrong. You are Rylan's brother. Is that what is stopping you?" He took another step, the space between them shrinking. "You feel it too, the bond, the connection, it is there." Luna shook her head, feeling tears prick her eyes. "But I can tell I am meant to be with Rylan. He is the alpha. I am supposed to be his mate." "Supposed to be?" His voice was low, edged with frustration. "You deserve to choose who you want, not just fulfill an expectation. What if your heart lies elsewhere?" In that moment, everything felt impossibly tangled. The gravity of the bond with Rylan, combined with the fierce pull toward Kai, left her breathless. "I don't know what to do," she confessed, her voice trembling. The intensity in Kai's eyes softened, a longing that mirrored her own. "Then let me show you." He closed the distance between them, capturing her hand in his. "Let us find out together." As his warmth enveloped her, the world faded, leaving only the two of them beneath the moonlight. She could feel the connection, the powerful current, and the instinct to lean into it was overwhelming. But suddenly, the howl of another wolf echoed through the clearing, disrupting the moment. It was Rylan, searching for her. A wave of guilt washed over her as she pulled away, torn between her heart and her duty. "I can she murmured. "Rylan needs me. I can do this to him." "What about what you need?" Kai's voice was thick with frustration. You deserve love, not obligation. The urgency in his tone made her heart race, but the approaching howls of the pack sent panic spiraling through her. I have to go, she whispered, stepping back. Luna, wait, he called, but she was already sprinting toward the gathering, where Rylan awaited, concern etched across his handsome face. Where were you? Rylan's voice was a mix of relief and worry as she rejoined the pack. I was starting to think I'd lost you. I just needed some air, she lied, forcing a smile. But as she stood beside Rylan, his warmth surrounding her, the memory of Kai's touch lingered in the back of her mind, a reminder of the forbidden bond they had almost shared. In that moment, Luna realized that her destiny was no longer clear. She wore the title of the future Luna, but her heart was caught in a storm of emotions, leaving her torn between duty and the exhilarating pull of something forbidden. As the night deepened, Luna felt trapped in a world that no longer felt like her own. Each howl of the pack echoed in her heart, a reminder of the bond she was meant to embrace. Yet, as she looked at Rylan, she couldn't shake the sense of loss that shadowed her soul. Across the clearing, Kai stood watching, his expression a mix of longing and defiance. She could see the flicker of pain in his eyes, mirroring her own turmoil. Everything will change once we bond, Rylan whispered, drawing her closer. You'll be mine, and together we'll lead our pack into a new era. But as she looked up into his hopeful eyes, the weight of her heart pressed down. The sound of laughter and joy faded into a dull echo, replaced by the frantic beating of her heart caught between the two brothers, both of whom held pieces of her soul. In the end, she knew she would have to choose. Destiny awaited, but would it bind her to a life of love or a life of longing? And in that moment, Luna stood on the brink of a choice that could change everything. As the moonlight bathed the clearing, it felt like the universe held its breath, waiting for Luna to make a decision. The weight of the moment pressed heavily on her shoulders. Rylan's voice echoed in her mind, full of promise, but Kai's longing eyes burned into her heart. Luna, focus on the ceremony, Rylan interjected, pulling her closer. His scent was familiar, warm, a comforting embrace that mingled with a sense of pine and earth. But beneath it lingered a harsh truth she could no longer ignore. I am, she answered, plastering a smile on her face even as her heart clenched. The pack was celebrating, but she felt more like an outsider in a dream that was slowly morphing into a nightmare. Each cheer from the crowd reverberated through her soul, reminding her of the bond she was meant to uphold. Tonight is the first step toward our future, Rylan continued, his tone filled with excitement. Once we bond, everything will change, you'll see. But even as she looked into Rylan's expectant gaze, she felt the pull of Kai's presence, a magnetic force that made her heart race in a different way. It wasn't just a simple attraction, it was a connection that defied reason, a wild, unchained longing that danced beneath her skin. Rylan, she began, but the words died in her throat as the pack erupted into another howl, the sound piercing through the uncertainty clouding her mind. She glanced towards the edge of the clearing, where Kai stood silhouetted against the moonlight, the shadows clinging to him like whispers of forgotten promises. Don't think about him, Rylan murmured, misreading her gaze. Tonight is about us. But Luna's heart was divided, each beat echoing the desires of two wolves. I am trying, she whispered, frustration bubbling beneath the surface. I am just scared. Scared? Rylan questioned, his brows knitting together in concern. Why, you were meant to be my mate, Luna. We'll be unstoppable together. You were the heart of this pack. The sincerity in his voice tugged at her heartstrings, yet it felt like a thread binding her to a life that was slowly suffocating her. It is just as she hesitated, searching for the words that wouldn't hurt him. What if it is not as simple as that? Nothing worth having is ever simple, Rylan replied, his voice firm yet gentle. But I promise you we'll face everything together. I won't let you down. Just then, Kai stepped forward, his presence like a storm brewing on the horizon. You may not let her down, Rylan, but what if she is not the one who wants to be a Luna? Luna's breath hitched as she felt the weight of the confrontation rising like tension before a thunderstorm. Kai, please, she pleaded, glancing between the two brothers. Not here. Why not? Kai challenged, his blue eyes blazing with intensity. You deserve to be happy, Luna, not just a pawn in someone else's game. Stop, Rylan growled, stepping protectively in front of her. This is our moment, Kai. You need to back off. But Luna felt the air crackle with tension as the brothers faced each other, their animosity simmering beneath the surface. And what about her feelings? Kai hissed, his voice low and urgent. What if Luna doesn't want this? Luna wants what's best for the pack, Rylan shot back, his voice steady but laced with frustration. Is that what you think? Luna cut in, her voice stronger than she felt. That I am just a tool for the pack. I have my own desires, my own dreams. The crowd had fallen silent, their gazes shifting toward the three of them, the drama unfolding like a tapestry woven from tension and expectation. Luna could feel their eyes, weighing her choices, scrutinizing her every thought. But then let us hear them, Kai urged, stepping closer, his eyes pleading. What do you want, Luna? Do you desire a life scripted for you, or do you yearn for something real? Her heart raced as she looked into Kai's eyes, seeing the fierce loyalty and unyielding desire there. Thigh she faltered, caught in the storm of her emotions. I want to feel alive, to love without fear. Rylan's face twisted in confusion and hurt, his voice dropping to a whisper. And you don't feel that with me? I feel like I am losing myself in this, she admitted, her heart breaking as she faced the truth. I don't want to hurt you, Rylan, but I can't ignore what is in my heart. The silence that followed was deafening, the weight of her words settling like a thick fog around them. You can mean that, Rylan said, his voice barely above a whisper, the pain evident in his gaze. You were destined to be my mate. Destiny is a fickle thing, Kai replied softly, his eyes never leaving hers. It doesn't always lead us where we think we should go. Rylan's frustration exploded, his voice rising above the tension. What are you doing, Luna? This isn't just about you and him. You are the future of our pack. And what if I don't want to be your future? Luna countered, the words finally spilling forth. What if I want something different? The ground beneath her felt unsteady, as if the very roots of her destiny were being uprooted. You can mean that? Rylan exclaimed, disbelief shimmering in his eyes. Maybe I do, she replied, her tone resolute. I want a choice, Rylan, not just a path laid out before me. Then choose. Rylan pleaded, desperation leaking into his voice. Choose me. Noth. The word burst from her lips like a shot, raw and jagged. I want to be forced into something I am not sure of. I want to choose fear over love. The air crackled with unresolved emotions, the pack holding its breath as the tension thickened like a storm waiting to break. Kai took a step closer, his voice softening. Then let us figure this out together, no expectations. But Rylan's expression hardened, a mix of anger and betrayal flashing across his face. You were willing to gamble everything for the thrill of the unknown? He shot back. You did choose him over your future. Luna felt her heart shatter at the accusation, tears staining her eyes. It is not about choosing him, it is about choosing me, she replied, her voice trembling yet resolute. Choosing what I want. Then what do you want? Rylan demanded, his voice thick with frustration and hurt. I want to be free to explore what my heart truly desires, she said softly, feeling the weight of her choice press heavily on her chest. And right now, that means I need to step back. Rylan's face paled, the realization of her words sinking in. You're choosing to walk away? I need time, she whispered, feeling the tug of her instincts pulling her toward the edge of the clearing, where the shadows danced like ghosts against the moonlit backdrop. Before I make a choice I can take back. Luna, please. Rylan's voice broke, desperation mingling with the magic of the night. But she turned away, the ache in her heart almost unbearable. I am sorry, Rylan, she murmured, her voice barely above a breath. I have to find myself first. As she stepped deeper into the shadows, she felt a flicker of hope and fear, knowing that the journey ahead would be fraught with challenges and uncertainty. The weight of her decision pressed against her, but she was determined to break free from the ties of obligation and explore the roots of her true desires. The night air wrapped around her like a shroud, carrying the scent of pine and the promise of adventure. She could feel Kai's presence behind her, a silent support that ignited a spark of courage within her. Luna, he called, his voice steady, filled with understanding. You don't have to do this alone. She turned to face him, her heart racing as she saw the determination in his eyes. I don't want to rush into anything, Kai. I need to understand my heart before I can invite anyone else in. Then let us take the time together, he suggested, stepping closer, his warmth enveloping her like a safety net. One step at a time. As they moved further into the forest, away from the echoes of the pack and the weight of expectations, Luna felt a flicker of hope blossom within her. Perhaps in the wilderness, she could discover the truth of her heart, the freedom to embrace love without fear. In the depths of the night, beneath the watchful gaze of the moon, Luna realized that her destiny was not merely a choice between two brothers, but a journey to find herself and the love she truly craved. and as she took the first step into the unknown, she felt the magic of possibility pulse through her veins, a rhythm that promised a future of her own making. The moon cast a ghostly glow over the forest of Eldergrove as Luna and Kai ventured deeper into the woods, away from the clamour of the pack. Each step felt like a leap into the unknown, a defiance of all that was expected of her. "Are you sure about this?" Kai asked, concern woven through his voice. "Rylan will be looking for you. He won't take your absence lightly." "I know," she replied, her heart racing. "But I can keep pretending, not when my mind is a storm of confusion and longing." She felt the weight of her choices pressing against her chest, but the freedom of this decision felt intoxicating. Kai's hand brushed against hers, sending a jolt of energy coursing through her. "Then let us face the storm together. You deserve to explore what is in your heart without fear." They walked in silence for a while, the sounds of the pack fading into the distance, leaving only the whisper of the wind and the rustle of leaves. The air was thick with the scent of earth and pine, grounding her as she fought against the chaos within. "Why do you care so much?" Luna finally asked, breaking the silence. "Why risk everything for me?" Kai paused, turning to face her, those piercing blue eyes capturing her very essence. "Because I see you, Luna, not just as Rylan's mate, but as the fierce spirit you are. You deserve to follow your own path." His sincerity made her heart swell, but it was laced with bitterness, the knowledge that she was tied to his brother, a bond that felt like chains. "But what if I choose wrong?" she whispered, vulnerability seeping into her words. "What if stepping away from Rylan means I lose everything?" "You won't lose yourself," he replied softly. "You will discover who you truly are. Love isn't a cage, it is a journey, and I want to be on that journey with you." The sincerity in his gaze ignited a flicker of hope within her. What if this connection between us is just a fleeting moment, something born from rebellion against my destiny? Kai stepped closer, the heat radiating from his body wrapping around her like a warm blanket. "Then let us make it a moment worth having. Let me show you a love that doesn't bind you but sets you free." His voice was low and soothing, a promise hanging in the air between them. Luna fought against the pull of his words. "I need to think, Kai. I can just dive into something without knowing how it will end." "Then let us take it slow," he suggested, taking her hand gently. "We could explore the forest, the magic within it, and the magic between us. You don't have to rush into anything." A shiver of excitement raced down her spine. "Okay," she breathed, feeling a strange mix of exhilaration and trepidation. "Let us see where it leads." As they wandered deeper into the forest, the moonlight filtered through the canopy, creating a dance of shadows that framed them. They talked, shared stories of their childhood, and laughed, the bond between them deepening with every moment. Kai's laughter was a balm to her troubled soul, a reminder of the joy she had been missing in the midst of her turmoil. But as the night wore on, Luna felt the weight of her decisions pressing on her heart. "This feels surreal," she admitted, looking up at the stars twinkling like diamonds overhead. "Is it wrong to feel this way about you?" "No," Kai replied, his voice steady and reassuring. "It is not wrong to seek what makes you feel alive. You are not just a pawn in someone else's game, Luna. You are a wolf with your own desires." His words resonated deep within her, awakening a longing she had buried for too long. "But Rylan, he is my alpha. I was meant to stand by his side." "Meant to isn't the same as wanting to," Kai said, the sincerity in his voice unwavering. "What if the bond you share with him is not as strong as the one we are beginning to forge?" Luna hesitated, the truth of his words striking deep. "We always thought love was supposed to be simple, but it feels so complicated. What if it is meant to be a journey?" Kai suggested, stepping closer, the charged air between them crackling with electricity. "What if we were destined to explore the depths of our hearts together?" Their gazes locked, and in that moment Luna felt drawn to him in a way that was undeniable, a primal instinct that ran deep within her fears. "What if we find something beautiful?" she whispered, her heart racing. "Then we embrace it together," he replied, the intensity in his eyes igniting a fire within her. "But if we find pain, we confront it together. Love should never be about hiding." Before she could respond, a distant howl pierced the night, echoing with urgency and concern. Luna's heart dropped, recognizing it as Rylan's call. Panic surged within her. "I should go," she said, the weight of obligation crashing down on her. "No," Kai pleaded, grabbing her wrist gently. "Stay with me. We are on the brink of something profound, something worth exploring." But the howl echoed again, insistent and commanding, pulling at her heartstrings. "I can't ignore him," she breathed, fear and tension coiling within her. "He'll think I've abandoned him." "Then let us go together," Kai offered, his grip tightening on her wrist. We'll all face him together. You don't have to go back alone. With a deep breath, Luna nodded, feeling the warmth of his hand steadying her. Okay, together. As they made their way back to the clearing, the sounds of the pack grew louder, the atmosphere thick with anticipation. The moon hung high, illuminating the scene like a backdrop for a staged confrontation. Rylan stood at the center, his expression a mix of relief and anger. Luna, he called, his voice cutting through the air. Where have you been? She hesitated, searching for the right words to explain. I just needed time to think. His gaze flickered to Kai, and the tension in the air shifted. You should have been with me, Luna. We were supposed to bond tonight. It's our destiny. Luna's heart ached. She could see the hurt in Rylan's eyes, the confusion mingling with anger. I am sorry, Rylan. I needed to find myself first. Find yourself, he repeated, disbelief lacing his tone. What does that even mean? It means I am not sure about us, she admitted, the words tasting bitter in her mouth. I can't ignore the connection I feel with Kai. I need to see where it leads. Rylan's expression darkened, a thundercloud brewing beneath the surface. You are willing to gamble our future for a fleeting moment with my brother, for something uncertain? It is not just a moment, Kai interjected, stepping forward. It is an opportunity for Luna to discover her true self. You can't force her to choose you. I can't believe this, Rylan spat, heart radiating from him as he glared at Kai. You re betraying our bond, Kai. You re my brother. And you re not thinking about what is best for Luna. Kai's voice is fierce, filled with passion. You re only thinking of your own desires. Enough. Luna's voice rang out, filled with authority that surprised even her. This isn't just about you two. This is about me. I deserve to feel alive and loved, not trapped in expectations. Silence fell over the clearing, the pack watching, breathless, as her words hung in the air. The conflict was palpable, the energy crackling like a storm about to break. I want to let you walk away, Rylan said, raw desperation in his voice. We were meant to be together, Luna. Meant to be isn't the same as wanting to be, she replied, her heart pounding. You deserve someone who doesn't have doubts. Rylan's eyes darkened, the hurt replaced by a steely resolve. If you choose him, you choose to walk away from everything we've rebuilt together. You choose betrayal. Rylan, she whispered, her heart breaking at the pain etched on his face. I don't want to hurt you, but I can't ignore what my heart is telling me. I need to explore this connection with Kai. You're making a mistake, he warned, the intensity of his gaze unwavering. You may think you want freedom, but that path leads to destruction. Luna felt a surge of anger. And being tied to a life I am unsure of is a better option. I refuse to live in fear of making the wrong choice. Then choose now, Rylan demanded, the weight of the moment heavy with tension. Choose between us. The pack held its breath, waiting for her decision. The gravity of the moment pressed down, and Luna felt the tremors of destiny swirling around her. I choose myself first, she declared, her voice ringing with clarity. I need to explore my heart, and I want to be confined by anyone's expectations. Rylan's expression shifted, a mixture of heartbreak and understanding. So that's it, you walk away from everything? The air crackled with an electricity that transcended the physical, as Luna stood between the two brothers, the weight of their conflicting emotions pressing down upon her like the very fabric of the night. She couldn't deny the fierce loyalty she felt for Rylan, the alpha destined to lead her pack. But the magnetic pull she experienced with Kai ignited something deep within her untamed spirit that longed for freedom. Luna, Rylan's voice trembled with a mix of anger and desperation. You want to choose yourself, fine, but remember, freedom comes with its own chains. His eyes were stormy, filled with hurt and disbelief. This isn't a game to me, Rylan, she replied, her voice steady. It is about who I am and what I want. I want to live a life shackled by obligation. The truth of her words hung in the air, and for a moment, all three of them were suspended in a moment of aching silence. Kai stood beside her, the warmth of his presence both comforting and tumultuous. You deserve to find your own path, Luna, he said softly, his gaze unwavering. Rylan, you can force her to stay. That is not love. Rylan shot him a scathing look, his jaw clenched tight. You think this is about love? You are just trying to claim what is mine. The anger in his tone sliced through the tension, making Luna flinch. She could see the hurt beneath, his bravado and alpha who felt betrayed not only by his brother, but by the woman he believed was meant for him. I am not yours to claim, Rylan. Luna's voice rose, echoing through the clearing. I am not a prize to be won. This is about more than just you or your title. It is about my heart. But what about our future? Rylan pleaded, his voice softer now, almost desperate. What about the bond we've built, the promises we've made? It doesn't matter if those promises suffocate me. She felt the tears prick her eyes. I can't be the Luna you want me to be if I am not true to myself. I need to discover who I am, even if it means stepping away from everything. And what if stepping away leads you to the darkness? Rylan's expression flickered with hurt and confusion. What if you get lost? I'd rather be lost in the wilderness than trapped in a cage of expectations. Kai's voice cut through the heated exchange, steady and calm. Rylan, this isn't helping. You have to understand that Luna's journey is her own. You can't control it. Rylan's gaze shifted to Kai, a storm brewing beneath the surface. And what do you think you're doing, Kai? You're only complicating things further. Are you really willing to gamble the future of our pack for her? Luna felt the tension crackle in the air, the weight of loyalty and love pulling them in opposing directions. This isn't just about you two, she said, her voice a whisper now, filled with vulnerability. I deserve to explore my heart. I want to feel alive. And what about me? Rylan shot back, his voice trembling with emotion. I'll lose everything if you walk away. The pack, my legacy, my brother. Your legacy should be built on choices made by love, not fear, she interrupted, her heart pounding. If you truly love me, then set me free to make my own choices. Rylan's face fell, the agony of betrayal etched into every line of his strong features. So you choose him over me? It is not about choosing him. Luna cried, feeling the heat of frustration rise in her chest. It is about finding myself first. I have to know what my heart truly desires. The silence that followed was deafening, every wolf in the pack holding their breath as they witnessed the raw emotions laid bare before them. Luna felt the gravity of the moment pressing down on her, the weight of destiny intertwining with her choices. What do you want, Luna? Rylan asked at last, his voice barely above a whisper, his vulnerability shocking. What do you truly want? She looked deep into Rylan's eyes, searching for the alpha she loved, the man she thought she could share a future with. I want to find my own path, she confessed, her voice breaking. I want to discover what love means to me without being bound to anyone. A flicker of understanding crossed Rylan's face, but it was quickly overshadowed by the pain of unfulfilled dreams. You may think you can walk away and come back whenever you want, but it doesn't work that way, Luna. You'll never be able to return to what you had. Luna felt her heart shatter at his words. I don't want to return to something that wasn't truly mine in the first place, she said, her voice filled with determination. I want to explore the depths of my heart, and that means I have to step away from you both for a while. Rylan seemed to deflate, the fight leaving his body as he turned away, fist clenched. You'll regret this, Luna. You'll see. Then let her regret it, Kai interjected, stepping closer to Luna, protective and fierce. If she chooses to explore herself, it is a decision worth making. Let her feel alive. Alive? Rylan laughed bitterly, a hollow sound that echoed in the clearing. You'll find nothing but heartache, Luna. Love isn't a fairy tale, and you're about to step into a world that could destroy you. Luna felt her chest tighten at his words, but she held her ground. Then let me face that world. If I fall, I'll learn to rise, but I won't hide from my truth. The silence was thick with tension, each wolf in the pack watching with bated breath as their confrontation unfolded. Luna turned to Kai, the connection between them shimmering in the air like a promise unspoken. She could feel the warmth radiating from him, his unwavering support igniting a spark of hope. Together, she whispered, searching his eyes for confirmation. Always, he replied, a fierce determination in his gaze. Whatever path you choose, I'll walk it with you. Then let us venture into the forest, Luna said, her heart racing. Let us explore what this connection means. With a final glance at Rylan, she turned and stepped into the shadows of the woods, Kai at her side. The sounds of the pack faded into the distance, replaced by the soft rustle of leaves and the cool breeze that whispered secrets through the trees. As they ventured deeper into the heart of the forest, Luna felt a sense of liberation wash over her, a sense of discovery that had been long overdue. She inhaled the crisp air, allowing it to fill her lungs as she turned to Kai. Why do you care so much? She asked, her voice trembling with vulnerability. Why take the risk for me? Because I see a spark in you that deserves to be ignited, he replied, his voice steady and warm. You deserve love that isn't bound by expectations. You deserve to feel free. I've always thought love was supposed to be simple, she whispered, the truth of her heart spilling forth. But it feels so complicated. I don't want to hurt anyone, especially Rylan. Love can be complicated, Kai said, stepping closer, his warmth enveloping her. But it can also be liberating. Let us explore that together. No expectations, just possibilities. The moonlight shimmered through the canopy above, casting a magical glow around them as they walked deeper into the forest. The path was wild and untamed, much like her heart, a journey filled with uncertainty yet bursting with potential. I want to feel alive, Kai, she admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. I want to embrace every part of me, my fears, my desires, my passion. Will you be there to help me navigate this journey? Always, he promised, his eyes filled with unwavering sincerity. Together, we all face the darkness and discover the light. You are not alone in this, Luna. As they ventured further into the depths of the forest, Luna felt hope looming within her, a fierce fire igniting in her soul. She had chosen herself, and with Kai by her side, she felt emboldened to explore the uncharted territory of her heart. The moon hung high, a reminder of their connection to the mystical forces of the night, as Luna stepped into the unknown, ready to embrace the journey of love and self-discovery that lay ahead.